Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most awesome videos. In front of us we have the Oncheer. This is model number 8073BT. It's an AM/FM shortwave portable radio with Bluetooth and MP3 player. You can find it selling at a low price of $13.99 at Amazon. I'll have links down below. Kind of an interesting radio. It's been on the market for quite a while. I was checking it out. I was reluctant to buy it. I'd seen it a few times. The capacity built into it wasn't that great, and I figured I'll do without reviewing it. But a friend of mine bought it, said it was cool, so I said, all right, pick it up, and we'll see how this does on the channel as a review. So here it is, the Oncheer 8073BT. So here's the box. Comes in. Got some bullet points there. Not bad. Interesting. Now right here you'll see it says 600 milliamp hour 14500 battery. I was like, I don't know about that. That seems pretty low capacity. But I opened up the radio nonetheless because this radio is rather large, thinking there might be a bit bigger battery, and there was. Not a monster, but definitely higher than advertised. It's got a solar panel. There you go. High powerful speaker. No joke. It gets loud and fast. It's pretty cool. All right, there you are. And of course, same thing on that side. All right, let's took everything out of the box to make it easy. Let's see what we get. So in the box, we are greeted with the radio, of course, star of the show. Yeah, it's just a bigger size radio. I mean, it's long. It's interesting how they designed this one. So yeah, what the heck? Always something cool out there to pick up in the radio world. Yeah. Okay, so we also get a charging cable. Yeah, simple. Back to the old micro USB to micro USB. It is what it is. $13.99. I'm not going to complain too much. Then we get our manual, the Oncheer. Okay, so it's pretty basic looking here. If I get this on camera. Usually opens for posterity. There you go. Radio operation. How to use your TF card, so you can play some MP3. You got a Bluetooth mode to it, so that's really cool. And then you got your specifications. There you go, 57mm speaker. The thing is a monster speaker. When I took this thing apart, that thing had a magnet so strong, it kept like grabbing everything. I was trying to measure stuff, and the ruler kept getting snapped to it. It was hilarious. FCC stuff. Okay, so that's a bit. I think on this side, let's see what we got. It's got like an illustration of what everything is. It does have a built-in light source too. Thought that was neat. I'll take a look at that. And there's that. Okay, so we're done with the instructions. Let's get to the radio. Yeah, best part. So dimensions of this bad boy: 6.5 inches in length. Yeah, no joke, right? 3 inches in height, and then we have a depth of 2 1/8 of an inch. There you go. For size comparison, bring out the usual suspects. Let's see. I got a CC pocket laying around here. It's 11:52 p.m. That's Central Standard Time near Chicago, Illinois, USA. Holy cow. Not much of a size comparison, is it? This thing is just an absolute tank compared to the C-Crane Pocket. Look at that. All right. Yep. Okay, $65 versus $13.99. You get the idea. I have my trusty CC Skywave 2 AM/FM stereo weather alert airband shortwave radio. There you go. I can't even get it on camera. Let's just raise this up a little bit. You can see it better. There you go. For size comparison, yeah, this is a thick radio. Look at that bad boy. Awesome. This runs on 2 AA batteries, by the way. Will run 70 hours. This has a different size battery, which we'll talk about. Probably about a 20-hour runtime, to give you an idea. All right, so if you don't have those things, of course, we always have a deck of cards laying around. I just got to locate it. Where is my deck of cards? I'm looking around. I see it. There it is. Holy cow, it's Iron Man. Iron Man. He's cheering for the Oncheer brand. He's Iron Man. He don't mess around with his shortwave radios, man. He loves them cheap. He loves them loud. He picked this model because, I don't know. He loves Oncheer. What the hell, Todderbert? I'm having fun. Always fun. Okay, so, yeah. Features of the Oncheer 8073BT. Yes, pretty basic setup. You got this like matte finish plastics. You know what? To be honest with you, they're not too bad. It doesn't feel super chintz. I mean, it looks kind of chintzy, but it's not bad. It seems very durable when I'm holding it. When I took it apart, it went together and came apart very easily. Though there are a lot of wires inside. There you go. So yeah, let's see what's going on. So nothing on the left-hand side. Over here we have a big speaker. Now that speaker is pretty deep too. It goes all the way back here. So there's no room for the battery in this area, which I thought there could be because this thing's such a large radio. So yeah, a 2-inch speaker with a heavy magnet. We have the ferrite antenna over here as well, away from the circuit board that's over on this side. It's a 2 1/4-inch internal ferrite antenna, if you're wondering how long it is. I did measure it when I opened this up. Over here we got our Oncheer. We have our scale. As you can see, it's reversed FM 87 to 108. So we're going from right to left. Always fun. We got our AM band, same thing, right to left. And same thing with the shortwave bands. What the heck? I did notice during my band scans that, yes, the accuracy of this dial is not great. Shortwave is a little bit better, but forget it on AM and FMs. Sometimes close, sometimes not. Depends on where you're at in the band. So buttons down here, we have a flashlight button. It only works for the floodlight if the radio is on, and I'll show that to you in a moment. We have our pause play, our backtrack, forward track, fast forward, rewind. Now when you're playing MP3s, it only remembers what last track you were on, but not the position within the track. So if you're listening to long tracks, you don't want to use this radio. Just that's how that is. And down here we have our switch for our band select. So right now we're in the MP3 Bluetooth mode. And of course we can go all the way over and go to FM. Next one's AM, and then we got 6 segmented shortwave bands. There you go, and you can see how they segmented them. I can kind of raise that up there. There you go. It's got a little metal placard there. It's kind of a daytime shortwave band, 7.6 to 17.1. It's kind of a bummer. I'd like to see this, maybe down to 4 or something, but it's starting. I'm sorry, 6.8. I can read. It's backwards, dang it. 6.8 to 18 megahertz. Yeah, I can read. Definitely backwards there, but yeah, it's like I say again, you can pick up some stuff at night on these 2 bands. We'll see what we can pick up here tonight. Tuning wheel, volume on-off control, wrist strap, DC input, your 5-volt micro USB, and it has a little charging indicator there. It's on because of the solar panel. Yep, picking up a little charge. On top we have micro SD and our USB stick drive, and we have our FM shortwave antenna, which extends out to a whopping 16.5 inches. Not fantastic, but does the job. Here's a solar panel on the back, which measures 4.5 inches by 1 3/4 inches. Provides about 0.8 of a watt. Not much, but enough to top off the internal lithium battery, which we'll talk about in a moment. And there's our light source. And to get that, you have to turn the radio on, which we'll do. And then we will, engage the light button. There you go. We got our light source. On the wrong side of the radio, but it has to have a dial light instead, but we get that. At least we get something. So having a light source, not a bad thing on a radio. I like that. And it has that emergency element to it. As you can see, there is no spot for removable battery, though you could probably maybe cut a hole into it to access it. I don't know. It's just easier to take the screws out. There's 5 screws, 1, 2 behind the antenna, and then there's 1, 2, 3 to get the back off. You do not have to take off these 4 to hold the solar panel. Those can stay on. So just so you know, that's how you get into the radio. And once you get in there, this internal battery is a LiPo pack. It's not a cell. It's not a cylindrical cell. It's a flat pack. And it's labeled 1200 milliamp hours. So it's twice the capacity as advertised. So there you are. Let's talk about FM reception. Then we'll turn it on and have some fun cruising the bands. Yes, the full bands, if I can remember which direction they're going. The backwards thing just messes me up. What the heck? So FM reception report didn't do that great. I've based on a 5-tier method: fair, okay, good, very good, excellent. Most analog radios are okay to good category, which this one fell into. This found 50 stations in my usual location, same time of day. Yeah, not that great. 50 stations, okay to good, so right in the middle territory. 2.5-star rating. Selectivity is an issue with this radio, so I give it an okay rating, which is a good, just below good. It's an average radio for FM. It's just going to lock on your strong stations. Not a bad thing, but forget any distance stations with it. I couldn't pick up hardly any of them, so that's why I didn't score super high, which I'm surprised, because these DSP radios, digital signal processor, definitely tend to excel on FM, and this one just didn't. Maybe it's a short little band window here. I don't know. Just had a hard time. So yeah, let's go ahead and turn it on. So what I'm going to use, I have these USB thumb drives, 16 gigabyte. I'm just going to put it right here in USB. I like this because it sticks up. Now, if you put a micro SD in there, it'll also stick up about the same height. So I recommend using one of these if you can find one of these low profile SanDisk USB drives. They're great when you have that situation. The TF card sticks up. I'd rather have that because if you bump it, it's not going to break or snap. Let's go ahead and turn this up. Oh, it was already on.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
So we'll run this for about a couple minutes. And we'll cruise the band.
The Johnson's Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax products for home and industry present Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The script is by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie. Music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra.
So, old-time radio. So you do have a fast forward.
With actual using this our folks I venture didn't have the cattle deliver. He'd try to buy or borrow it from some friend of his. But sometimes on account of drought or rustling or freezing winter, that might be hard to do. I remember one time California and I were finding it that way.
So there you go. Cool. So we'll go ahead and turn that off. Unplug that. Yeah, so yeah, if you turn it on the MP3, it'll go to Bluetooth mode. Turn that back on so you can hear that.
Bluetooth mode.
Okay, so it's waiting to pair to a device. Cool. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to switch it to the FM band. We're going to hook up a little wire because I'm in a subfloor basement and I need a little bit of reach to get some reception down here. So it's just a little 12-foot wire that goes to my window blinds behind the desk here. It clips on to the antenna mast. You could pick these up. I think they're like Texan branded ones out there. This came in a PL3 380 box. And they're like about $8, something like that. $6 or $8. For the simple ones, and the fancier ones are around $13. Like the Kato T1, where it comes with an adapter, and then the ones that plug into the radio, if it has a jack. So we're going to go ahead and just do that. I think they'll give us reception for FM, and see what we can pick up downstairs. All right, so turn that up. Zoom in a little bit. And we'll go through the band. It's pretty quick. I can't hover on the music. Wish I could. Sometimes there's some rockin' tunes. So yes, time. There you go. 12:03 a.m. Central Standard Time near Chicago, Illinois, USA. I mentioned it before in case you missed it.
Firmness of rock. I arise today through God's strength.
Especially your conflict in
So I can't improve reception here by moving my antenna.
Testimony from a teacher of how they are trying to of their lives. We welcome your messages. Our WhatsApp is +44 77 86 20 50 85.
And when they did this thing, then not only did the enemy, the devil, a usurper, a rebel.
So we have a few religious stations on the bottom of the FM band. Not picking up much down here. I should be picking up quite a bit. Hold on.
In his heart, so is he.
Going rather quick. Pretty uneventful so far. So I said I only scored 50 when I was upstairs.
Got into this mess, got so aggressive. I know and I get it. Why would I choose when you know I got options?
Stole your roll money, let me put on my screw face.
I'm paranoid at the things I say.
You only drink the water.
Called you a lying traitor. You searching every maiden's bed. The tail on the donkey, and he jabbed the pin in one of the guests.
That was me. That's when I was bobbing for apples, Mother.
Old time radio on 780 or 105.9 FM. Chicago, WBBM.
A novelty.
Well, I haven't told her yet. I thought I'd surprise her.
Oh, Harold, don't you think you should tell her? She might expect something fancier. You know, she's from Kansas City.
Yeah.
Nice.
I know you think I'm fine.
ogromne. Są wielkie, jak właściwie grubości.
Okay, so that's it for the FM. As you can see, you got to be at a good location to pick up those 50 stations I mentioned. All right. So we're gonna actually don't leave that on. We're gonna go to shortwave. So we'll reattach the antenna. Okay, so let's go to band 1. Okay, AM and shortwave. Now, shortwave, I got about, during the day, 16 stations, which is a little above average. Usually I get around a dozen. Solar index was pretty high, though, around the 170s. So, let's go turn this up. CW there. Single sideband.
Pretty good at flashing, but a yellow or green light is not always interpreted the way that they want by some of their proxy forces. So it is a risky calculation, and in general, I think that Iran does not want to direct.
Casi todo lo que yo de la agricultura que va por debajo y comenzamos muy por debajo la producción de vianda, maíz, carne de cerdo, leche y huevos. Esa es a gran... el año 2023.
Increíble. Hecatombe, dijo Miriam Leiva, debacle, dice Orlando Freire Santana. Miguel.
And now we'll go to shortwave 2, start at 10 megahertz, and work our way back down.
And you may do that by calling that number. US code 1 5053. We invite you to
Kaya darbe, emniyet hedef imha edildi bir başka tarafından kullanılan silah ve patlayıcıların Suriye'de üretildiğini tespit eden MİT, aynen Arap, Kamışlı ve Amure kentlerinde bulunan emniye yatırım tesisi operasyonu düzenledi. Belirlenen tesis...
send your phone request or question or comment by phone. 1 US.
I mean, the kind of rebuttal, they go something like this. Well, what about my aunt? She went to church for 20 years, and the next thing you know, she turned off into drugs and
So that's shortwave. Pretty much those two bands where we're going to find stuff in the evening like this. Pretty surprised that I picked up what I could tonight. Nice. So we're going to switch to the AM band. Now the AM band I found pretty nice. During the day I found it was great on locals and good on semi-locals. So evening it might suffer from selectivity. So we'll see how it goes. Let's just go ahead and disconnect this since it does use the internal ferrite antenna, which I mentioned was 2 1/4 inches when I measured it. And there's a separate battery bay here. And it has the wires running over separately, which is nice. Away from the PCB. So we're at the bottom of the AM band. WAUK, I think. Jackson, Wisconsin. Low power at night. Okay, I don't want to jam it too loud. We're going to find a strong vocal here in a second, 560. So you gotta go slow and easy with the tuning wheel.
There is nothing that is apolitical.
So here's 560 WND, Chicago, the answer.
Infected, permeated with the radical ideology of the left.
Standard guy was telling us that we didn't belong here, so we wanted to make sure that we showed him what was up, right? Or if Patrick Mahomes said,
I think it's 6:30 CFCO, Chatham, Ontario.
Periodic virtual meetings designed to chart his
Okay, that's 650, Nashville, Tennessee, WSM, which is 434 miles south. The station you heard just before that was the 640 Black Information Network out of Chicago.
For Y'all Access.
Hey y'all, it's Kelly Sutton with your invitation to join me for Y'all Access with Kelly Sutton right here on WSM Radio every Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. Central. I've got interviews from your favorite artists, all the music news from Nashville,
Nice.
and the hottest country.
Very cool, coming in clear.
Comfortable guest rooms to complimentary hot breakfast. Fairfield is part of the Marriott Bonvoy portfolio of hotels and official.
Here's a strong local, 670 The Score, WCR Chicago. Yeah, I like the AM band on here. It's nice. Yeah, for $13.99, it's looking to be a pretty good pickup for what it does. And if you have a little bit of skill, definitely worthwhile to pick up.
Grandma. So when your car breaks down, it's kind of like you're breaking down, or at least you will from the car.
For the love of Tennessee.
Has your back, just like they have mine. I don't worry about how much it'll cost to fix.
that's all good. Everything seems to be going swimmingly with Ukraine and Russia. Nothing.
Here's 700 WLW, Cincinnati, Ohio, 300 miles to the east.
As we discussed last night, and it will be a major topic of conversation today as well, nothing to worry about on the southern border front, so the president of the United States.
And then his group, the Beatles, were putting out albums, and they needed material. And, you know...
720 WGN, Chicago, Raleigh James Show.
So Brian Epstein contacted people in America who sold that genre of records.
Right.
And he said, just...
Doing well. D. Dockery, well-known libertarian and a patriot of excellence. D. Now, you can steal one of the gifts that's already been opened.
I think this is 750 WSB Atlanta, Georgia, 630 miles to the southeast.
You could steal the Poop and Pooches calendar, or you could pick a new gift. We have Hunter, Hillary, Joe, Donald Trump, or Fauci. Who would you like?
Yeah. I'm John Anthony from Classic Drapery.
Here's 780 WBBM, Chicago, News Radio.
Are your current window treatments falling apart, outdated, and you just want to make a change? Well, don't despair. Classic Drapery can give you a whole new thing. And he was running and dial 773 Classic for your free in-home estimate.
You just jumped from 720 to 780. I was trying to get 770, but it's not going to happen. We're almost done.
You do know it's best to choose your drapes where you use your drapes at Classic.
Scope the band.
Point, Washington Generals were such a disaster, no one remembers their name.
One famous Washington general, but I can't remember.
You, Alan Collins, is the founder of StudentLoanJustice.org, and it's a
Coast to Coast AM on 840 WHAS, Louisville, Kentucky.
whose lives have been ruined by practices of student loan. He's the author of the Student Scam, the most oppressive debt in U.S. history.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care.
I think this is 880 WCBS, New York, New York, 750 miles to the northeast.
To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Smart message.
I'm just going to go up to the band, to the top here.
To push him on a sneak, and then when the snap went, they both sprinted right on a rollout, and they went for the quarterback, who threw to the tight end, his second touchdown pass of the winter breakdowns. So when your batteries talk, it's important you listen.
Know the warning signs that could indicate your electrical system needs
research to 60 minutes and wound up top scoring. And it's
no other expenses. His profits were about $100 per month on the average, so he must have sold on a very close margin.
Except for all of the rounds.
weren't wealthy. That they weren't.
They were being slaughtered.
That's when I found the front.
Carload sports news and more. Only on Fort Wayne Sports Station, 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Not completing high school is more.
1380?
But
Nice.
it was an academic thing. I came out in the 11th grade. Nobody, kids.
As you can see, we're on
It was very
1600 though.
difficult to be gay.
Love it.
Sean Levine, 855-212-4CBS, 855-212-4227. That is thy phone number. We can still we got to the NBA on the other side. Kevin Durant still out of research. Kevin Durant
They become a license to steal, and now we're seeing sort of the depths.
Accident-free driving by reaching this milestone.
Emotion. I'm just so excited for these guys. They work their butts off all season, and with the win is awesome.
If you or someone you know is a truck driver with 1 million miles or more of driving under your belt,
CHHA, Toronto, Ontario. Okay, we'll stop it here. You get the idea. It goes all the way up to 1700. That was coming nice and clear. Alright, cool. So there we are, top of the band. Go ahead and turn it off. The Oncheer 8073BT. What I like about it, it's got a bright sounding speaker and it gets very loud. That might be something you like. Definitely cool. Has a large magnet, so it's definitely a well-made speaker. Very impressed with that. Decent medium wave and shortwave reception. It has Bluetooth and MP3 player. I am kind of into that. Solar panel, actually, kind of think it's neat. With the rechargeable built-in battery and a low price of $13.99. What I dislike about it is it needs a headphone jack. Yep, so no headphone jack whatsoever to be found on this device, though you might be able to add one on your own if you so feel inclined. Battery needs a skilled user to replace. Yep, you have to open this up, desolder wires, pull that LiPo pack off the glued, because it's glued right to the case. Yeah, it's going to take quite a bit of work, but it is possible to change it with another LiPo pack or maybe even put in a 14500 battery if you want to. So that's interesting. An 18650 battery bay would be nice to see in a large radio like this. I think they could have done some more and fit it in there somehow. Maybe ditched the solar panel and just did 18650, but here nor there. The dial accuracy is a bummer and it runs the wrong way. As you can see, it messed me up. And selectivity is a hit and a miss on the FM and medium wave, as you saw there. But though when you're on shortwave, if it was doing the birdie tone, you just turn a little bit and then it puts you right on frequency and then the birdie tone disappears. That's a good thing. So overall, for $13.99, it does get a recommended buy for the radio enthusiast. It's a lot of fun for simple basic radio. I think you'll enjoy it, even with the XH Data D219 out there, which is a better radio overall compared to this. This is just gets you into the tuning without having to buy a battery. And if you're into the, solar aspect of stuff and you like just having fun, this is it. Alrighty, cool. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.